So, Podgorica. We've seen quite a lot of it so far. We've seen the old town, we've seen some of the more rustic areas, and we've seen some of the more historical areas. But yesterday, on the coach to Kotor, which we visited recently, so if you're interested, do go and watch that video. It's a really good one. We noticed that there was a lot of really modern areas of Podgorica, and we've not actually showcased that side of it yet. So for us, I think it's important that you see everything. It's got old, it's got new, it's got traditional, but it's also got modern. A big modern mall, loads of beautiful fountains. So in order to give Podgorica its fairest chance, so you can see all of it, we're going to go and look at the more modern side of it today. So come and join me, and once we do it, let's just enjoy that view one more time. Okay, so we're en route now to the Capital Plaza. Capital Plaza, that's a new one. The Capital Plaza. And yeah, it's about a 20-minute walk away from the apartment we're staying in. But we're just going past this rather nice area just over here. And it really is such a place of contrast. Like, if you look around, you can see just how incredible the landscape is. But equally, as you saw yesterday, the old town was full of so much history, so much mystique, I guess you could say. But as I mentioned, there is another side to Montenegro, and I think it's equally as important to showcase that, because in some of my previous videos I've said that the infrastructure of Montenegro needs to improve, and that may be true in terms of things like buses, and in terms of things like local transport and the widely accepted card, because it's not very common. Though thinking about it, that could be more down to individual businesses as opposed to the country itself, because when we went to Kotor, plenty of places accepted card. So although that blanket statement can be true for Podgorica, it might not necessarily be true for the whole country. But either way, I'm quite keen to go and explore further, and we have the American embassy in front of me, and you can't film that, so I'm going to have to stop the video, but we will go and see this more modern part of Podgorica. So as promised, people, we're in the modernistic part of Podgorica, and what a view. Look at that sprawling building and then beautiful fountains. And if we have a look around me, you can see a whole different side of Montenegro that perhaps we didn't have the chance to showcase previously. So if I'm to be completely honest, Montenegro honestly has to be up there with one of my new favourite countries. And in fact, the Balkans in general, the Balkan countries in general, in my opinion, are absolutely incredible. They really are. There's history, there's modernism, there's interesting architecture, there's brutality from, the broken down buildings. There is really a slice of everything. And having experienced all that in a single place, that for me is absolutely incredible. Having a place which has got the history, and it's got the character, and it's got the broken down buildings, but at the same time, modern plazas and things like that. It's crazy to think that all exists in one place. And what blows my mind more than anything is just how little tourists are here. Everyone seems to jump straight off the plane and go straight to Kotor or Kotor. Still got to get the pronunciation correct. And I think we're all doing Montenegro a disservice in a way. There's sprawling hills, valleys, mountains. There's incredible architecture, roadside cafes. There are issues, as I've said. Don't stand here and think that I'm being overly complimentary. There are issues with the infrastructure. For instance, the airport, there is no shuttle service. It desperately needs a shuttle service into the main city. And cards, as I mentioned earlier, are not very widely accepted in certain parts, despite this being the capital city. So there are small changes they can make to really improve things here, I think. And I think something as simple as having a a basic shuttle service, a regular shuttle service from the airport into the centre of Podgorica is a really good start, because people get here and they're forced to pay 15 euros for a taxi, and that's 15 euros as of today. I checked last year and that price was 12 euros. So that price is going up each year. Another thing that I don't like is how there are hidden fees and charges. For instance, we got to the railway station and we were slapped with a station charge, which we have never seen before. And I don't know about you, Tam, what did you think about that?
I think it's I'm indecisive with it. I can understand, because obviously it's poor infrastructure, they need the money for upkeep. But it's not just as tourists that have got to do it, it's the locals as well.
I get what you're saying, so it's not like a tourist tax, it's a everybody tax, but where is the money going? I didn't see any evidence that the train stations were being renovated, and I read some figures recently and it said that they could make up to 1,000 euros per day. You know, Podgorica station, for instance, can make 1,000 euros per day from the foot traffic, and that's in one day. So now you think you've got 7 days, that's 700 euros in 7 days. 700 euros over the course of a month, and you've got 2,800 euros right there. So that's a lot of money. Look at that, look. Absolutely incredible. Montenegro really is a country of layers. It is layer upon layer. You think you've explored it all, and then something new happens. You explore something new. And Croatia is a massive tourist hub. When we went to Split recently and Dubrovnik, tourists everywhere. Even some of the smaller towns, quite a few tourists. But that doesn't seem to be the case here. But equally, I don't think Montenegro is suffering from lack of tourism either, or at least Podgorica, because you've got different districts, and it's really interesting. It's like as if it's been built in a video game. You've got an old district, you've got a historical district, you've got a modern district, you've got so many different parts of it, and yet they all somehow intertwine and work together, and that is a rare thing.
Hi peeps, right, I've just left Bob because I needed to go to the toilet, and obviously I've got the camera and that with me. So we typed in, you know, go toilet, where the nearest one. The nearest one was down that direction. On the right, there's some toilets in a park. I was like, yeah, okay, found them. You know, I'm only a couple of minutes away from Bob because he's just over in that direction. And you know, I walked in there thinking, yeah, it'd be a normal toilet, but no. They were, how can I put it? Holes in the floor. And I was like, nah, I'm not doing that. I'm not going to, like, not a chance. I'm not a snob or anything about toilets or whatever, but no holes in the ground. It's got to be a normal toilet. So I went to a restaurant which is just down there. Don't know if you can see it in the background, and I asked if I could use their toilet, and they obviously were very, very polite, and they said that I could. Wow, but I didn't expect to have a hole in the ground to go to the toilet.
So let me paint a picture for you people. You just arrived in Podgorica and you want to stop for a sushi, or get yourself a haircut, or your nails done in the salon, or you want to go and watch a footy match, or you want to go and chill out in a nice square. You can do all of that here, and you know, it's just incredible, really. I think Montenegro is, in my opinion, a hidden gem, and it's got so many layers. Like, we didn't have a chance to come around this more modern part, but you can see they really are putting money into trying to renovate and give this place a modern feel. And it is such a city with contrasts. Where we were staying, we were overlooking mountains, the old town, and we only walked, what, 20 minutes down the road, and we're here. Crazy. We've already been walking for about 5 minutes, and already the landscape is changing around us. So, of course, you still have these incredible tall buildings and modern. But now, as we go through, we're starting to see some more of the rural, the more rustic feel. And Montenegro very much is a country of transformation. It seems that you walk for 5 minutes and the landscape changes around you. The buildings, the way the people are dressed, the things that the people are doing. You know, when we was going through the modern sector, there's a lot of young people drinking coffee together, talking about their day. As we come into the more smaller areas, it's families and the elderly, but there's a community vibe still, and that's something you don't get in big modern cities at all. There's very much a feel of community and a community spirit and heart here. And one thing as well is that the people of Montenegro have been so friendly and caring and kind, and couldn't do enough for us, you know, at every turn wanting to help us, wanting to give us information, and willing to share knowledge of the country with us. And for me, that is that's the mark of a good country, when the people are so welcoming, and it's been exactly that so far. All right, so the place we're going to visit is in here. And this is a modern shopping mall that you'll find in Montenegro, or Podgorica to be more precise. And this is an idea of the prices that you can find. 159 euros for a vacuum. Is that a vacuum? It looks like one. I'm not sure what it is, but still a good deal. And you can see that there is a bit of everything for everyone around here. You've got bureks, which I absolutely love. Big fan of these things. You've got these, which are quite interesting. You've got bubble tea, which we actually have a lot of these style of places around the UK that sell various bureks and things like that. You've got shoe shops. Pretty much everything you need right here. So again, is this what you thought of when you thought of Montenegro? And if you've watched the previous videos, you will see that this is just merely a layer of what is such an amazing country. So we're going to go and get some food now and go and see what that's like. Alright, so just trying to find this eatery. It's quite well hidden, but as we came out here, I noticed yet again just such incredible architecture. Look at that, look how modern everything is. Like, you might have thought this video, oh, there's a couple of modern buildings perhaps, but I bet you didn't think that you would see this. And it's not, for me, it's not, this isn't me saying, oh, Montenegro, we thought you're going to be like poorly run and stuff. Not at all. It just surprises me how little exposure and how little, you know, tourism this place really gets, or Podgorica to be specific, in comparison to, say, Kotor. When you've got beautiful fountains like this, you've got beautiful scenery all around you, you've got sprawling mountains, 2-hour coach ride which cost us €8 each to get to Kotor, which is easily one of the most beautiful places. And now obviously you're probably sitting there thinking, oh Bobby, you're just being paid by the Montenegrin Tourism Board. I promise you that's not the case. We don't have enough viewers for that, for starters. And secondly, I try to be real. As I said to you, there are issues here, but I think the issues are far and few between, and every country has its issues as well. But this is what you was expecting when you were going to see a more modern version of Montenegro. Perhaps, or perhaps not. And if you're from Montenegro, you should be very, very proud of your country, guys. It's absolutely incredible. Podgorica for me is one of the best capital cities I've ever been to, and I've been to a few. So I just want to say thank you so much for watching today's video. Thank you for all the support you've shown our channel, and here's to another day where we go and travel further forward. We've got a new country coming up, so keep your eyes peeled, and we'll see you very soon. Take care, people.